Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the world of crime, but not just any crime. We're talking about the smartest robberies ever caught on camera. These heists are so clever, they could be straight out of a Hollywood movie. We're talking meticulous planning, nerves of steel, and a touch of genius that'll leave you wondering how they pulled it off. From bank vaults to casinos, these criminals knew what they were doing and they almost got away with it. So, buckle up. Grab your thinking caps and get ready to be amazed, because we're about to break down the top 5 smartest robberies caught on camera. This first one, man, it's wild. You won't believe the lengths these guys went to. We're talking about a group of thieves who pulled off what can only be described as an engineering marvel. These weren't your average criminals. They had skills, precision, and a plan that would make any engineer proud. They targeted a bank, right? But not just any bank. This one had a state-of-the-art vault. We're talking about the kind of vault that you'd think was impenetrable, with the latest security features and alarms. Now, most criminals would see that as a challenge too big, right? Not these guys. They saw it as an opportunity. They were determined, confident, and had a meticulous plan. These guys, they were patient. They waited for a holiday weekend, when the bank was closed for a few days. They knew the timing had to be perfect, and they were willing to wait for the right moment. Nobody's around. Perfect time to make your move. The streets were deserted, the bank was quiet, and they had all the time they needed. They started digging. I'm not talking about a little hole in the ground. I'm talking about a full-on tunnel, man. This was a massive undertaking requiring serious effort and coordination. They tunneled from a nearby building straight into the bank's vault. Imagine the precision and planning that went into this. They had to calculate the exact distance and direction to avoid detection. Can you believe that? They bypassed all the security systems, all the alarms, everything. It's like they knew exactly where every camera and sensor was located. They got into that vault and they cleaned it out. We're talking about bags and bags of money, all taken without a trace. Millions of dollars, gone just like that. They loaded up the cash and vanished into the night, leaving no clues behind. The craziest part? The bank didn't even know they'd been robbed until days later when they opened up after the holiday. Imagine the shock and confusion when they realized what had happened. They were like, wait a minute, where'd all the money go? It was a scene of utter disbelief and chaos as they tried to piece together the events. It was a clean getaway almost. The thieves had executed their plan to near perfection, leaving everyone stunned and the authorities scrambling to catch up. Alright, this next one, this is all about precision and timing. We're talking about a jewelry store heist, but not your typical smash and grab. These guys were smooth. Picture this, a busy jewelry store, customers everywhere, salespeople buzzing around. It's the perfect cover. Now, a group of well-dressed individuals walks in, they blend right in, they don't look suspicious at all. But here's the thing, while some of them are distracting the staff, engaging them in conversation, asking about expensive pieces, really laying it on thick, the others, they're the real players. They're using sleight of hand, misdirection, all these crazy techniques to swap out real jewelry with fakes. They're switching out diamonds for cubic zirconia, real gold for plated stuff, right under everyone's noses. And the staff, they have no idea. They're completely oblivious. By the time they realize what happened, the thieves are long gone, vanished into thin air with bags full of diamonds and nobody's the wiser. It was a masterpiece of distraction, a real testament to the power of observation and timing. This is for all you art lovers out there. Imagine walking into a gallery filled with the most exquisite pieces of art, each one a testament to human creativity and history. The kind of place where every brushstroke tells a story, and every sculpture captures a moment in time. This heist involves a prestigious art gallery, the kind with priceless masterpieces hanging on the walls. We're talking about works that are not just valuable in monetary terms, but are also irreplaceable cultural treasures. The kind of stuff that's insured for millions and millions of dollars. These pieces are so valuable that they have their own security systems, insurance policies, and even dedicated curators to look after them. Now these thieves, they weren't your typical art thieves. They didn't just break in, grab what they could, and make a run for it. No, they had a much more sophisticated plan. They weren't there to just rip paintings off the wall and run. They had a strategy, a meticulous plan that required patience, skill, and an intimate knowledge of the art world. No, they were smarter than that. They knew that a quick snatch and grab would be too risky and would likely end in failure. Instead, they opted for a more cunning approach. They were playing the long game. They spent months, maybe even years, planning and preparing for this heist. They studied the gallery's layout, its security systems, and even the habits of its staff and visitors. They somehow managed to replace some of the most valuable paintings in the gallery with incredibly convincing replicas. These weren't just any forgeries, they were masterpieces in their own right. We're talking about forgeries so good they'd fool even the most experienced art appraisers. These replicas were so detailed that they could withstand close scrutiny from experts who had spent their entire careers studying these works. They must have studied these paintings for months, maybe even years, to get them just right. Every detail had to be perfect, from the brushstrokes to the colors to the textures, the brushstrokes, the colors, the textures, everything had to be perfect. They had to replicate the aging of the paint, the wear and tear on the canvas, and even the frames. And you know what? It worked. For months, nobody noticed a thing. The gallery continued to display these fakes, completely unaware that they'd been duped. For months, nobody noticed a thing. The gallery continued to display these fakes, completely unaware that they'd been duped. Visitors admired the paintings, critics wrote reviews, and the gallery basked in the glory of its collection. The gallery continued to display these fakes, completely unaware that they'd been duped. It wasn't until a routine inventory, where they take stock of all the artwork, that they realized what had happened. It wasn't until a routine inventory, where they take stock of all the artwork, that they realized what had happened. They're looking at these paintings, and something's just not right. They're looking at these paintings, and something's just not right. They bring in the experts, and boom, the jig is up. The paintings are fakes. They bring in the experts, and boom, the jig is up. The paintings are fakes. The real ones gone, vanished without a trace. The real ones gone, vanished without a trace. The gallery was left with nothing but empty frames and a lot of questions. How did they do it? Who were they? And most importantly, where are the real paintings now? Alright, let's talk about a casino heist that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about luck. Imagine walking into a place where the odds are always stacked against you, where every move is watched and every corner is covered by cameras. Yet, a group of audacious individuals managed to pull off a heist that left everyone stunned. This one goes out to all you gamblers out there. You know the thrill of the game, the rush of the bet, and the allure of the win. But what if I told you that some people took that thrill to a whole new level? We're talking about a group of individuals who managed to outsmart one of the most heavily surveilled places on Earth, a casino. These masterminds didn't just rely on luck, they had a plan, a strategy that was as bold as it was brilliant. Now casinos are like fortresses, right? With their high-tech security systems, countless cameras, and vigilant security personnel, they're designed to catch even the slightest hint of foul play. Cameras everywhere, security guards watching your every move. But these guys, they found a way. They saw an opportunity where others saw impenetrable security. They targeted the high-stakes poker tables, the ones where fortunes are won and lost on a single hand. These tables attract the big players, the high rollers, and that's exactly where our group wanted to be. They must have been pretty good poker players themselves because they managed to blend in with the whales, the high rollers. They dressed the part, acted the part, and no one suspected a thing. But here's their game. They weren't there to win big at the poker table. No, their real game was far more cunning. They had a different kind of jackpot in mind. They were there to swap out casino chips. In the midst of the game, with all eyes on the cards, they executed their plan with precision. They'd subtly swap out low-value chips for high-value ones, all while playing the game, keeping their cool, acting like they were just another bunch of gamblers. It was a sleight of hand that would make any magician proud. They did it so smoothly, so flawlessly, that the dealers, the pit bosses, even the cameras didn't pick up on it. It was as if they were invisible, ghosts in the system. They walked out of that casino with a small fortune in chips, ready to cash in. They had pulled off the perfect heist, right under the noses of some of the most vigilant security teams in the world. It was a classic case of being so good, they made it look easy. Their story is a testament to the fact that sometimes the biggest risks can lead to the biggest rewards. And in the world of gambling, it's not always about the cards you're dealt, but how you play them. Alright, this last one, this is straight out of an action movie. We're talking about an armored truck heist, but not your typical smash and grab. This was a well-orchestrated ambush. These guys, they were organized, they had a plan, and they executed it flawlessly. They knew exactly when and where that armored truck would be, what route it would take, everything. They must have had inside information, somebody tipping them off because their timing was impeccable. They waited for the truck to make a stop, like a routine pickup or drop-off, and that's when they struck. They used multiple vehicles to box in the armored truck, trapping the guards inside. They were armed, but they weren't messing around. They used smoke bombs, flashbangs, all sorts of tactical gear to disorient the guards. It was over in minutes. They got away with a massive haul of cash, leaving the guards shaken but unharmed. This wasn't just a robbery, man, it was a military operation. It was precision, planning, and execution at its finest. And there you have it, folks. The top 5 smartest robberies caught on camera. These criminals, they were something else, man. They had the guts, the brains, and the skills to pull off some truly incredible heists. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing content. Let me know in the comments which one of these robberies you thought was the most impressive. Stay tuned for more incredible stories and unbelievable heists.